resiliency is really a philosophy. And that, as I said, a one-time seminar about workplace wellness does not create a culture of resiliency, which really needs to focus on prevention as opposed to crisis management. Like, you can tell how resilient a business or a company is by how it responds to stress, right? You know, there's individual resiliency and there is business resiliency. And we're going to talk about how they overlap. But, you know, Rich spoke about it before. Rich, when a storm hits, one thing I really learned from Town of Babylon and working with Tom Stay, when you get a warning that a storm is about to hit, you don't wait, right? There's conscious attention to storm tracking, to making sure that, you know, the snow plows are going to work, that they're fueled up. I learned a lot, that you have all the salt, right? Like, a lot goes into this to prepare.
Yeah. And it's usually 3 or 4 days ahead, depending on the size of the storm. You know, go back to Sandy, which was obviously a very unique situation, but it was preparing like that, then having the experience and literally, you know, a couple of years of response. The immediate aftermath, probably 6 months. But it was, yeah, it was quite a thing. And any of these typical winter storms, or even crazy hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever else occurs here, weird windstorms that wipe out West Babylon, had a whole crazy windstorm, and it took down almost every tree. And it took us like two and a half months to clean up from that. And that was a big stress. So yeah, we're constantly on alert with those, and we use the word resiliency to show, pat our employees on the back that you're resilient. You're able to go out there and be resilient, and it gets them more motivated and makes it a little bit easier.
Right. But imagine if we put as much effort into preparation of storms as we did for physical and mental disease. Imagine, like, you know, if we focused on working out and our mental health, tending to that, preparing ourselves for being the best that we can be. Dr. Mike talks about being optimal in how you perform. We're okay with mediocrity, but we don't really try to be at an optimal level, right?
Absolutely. And that's why it's important to introduce it almost every day.
Yeah. So how do you assess resilience